guys, Dr. Nero, and welcome back to week 4 of the Champions League. The champions!
Never sing, Theo. Let's talk about the points, shall we? 11 points to this mug, not too bad. 14 points to me. I am the king of predictions.
You're so good, Thogdad.
And the first game is Slovan Bratislava against Dinamo Zagreb.
Yep.
Theo, 36th against 22nd. Now, Slovan Bratislava are the whipping boys. Play 3, lost 3, minus 10 goal difference. They even lost 5-1 to Celtic.
Yeah, usually you say last but not least, but we are starting with first and least.
Yeah.
It really is the whipping boys. You know, I'm sorry. There's not much else to say. Slovan Bratislava, Vladimir Weiss, sort it out. Get the lads together. I don't know what to say. And you're playing Dinamo Zagreb with a win here. Could go on 7 points. Who'd have thought that at this point in the Champions League?
I know, Theo. Zagreb lost 9-2, didn't they, to Bayern Munich? And they fought back very nicely. They're scoring 2 goals every game. I think that's going to happen again. Slovan 1, Dinamo Zagreb 2.
Yeah, there's some really good talent, that Dinamo Zagreb team. We went out there and they lost a Hajduk split in the derby, but in the Champions League, that's what they're saving their form from. Petar Sucic and, of course, Baturina. Them 2 young players are going to run the show here. Dinamo Zagreb with a big 2-1 away win. They're going to 7 points. That could push them to potential top 10 in the group.
PSV Eindhoven against Girona is 28th against 24th. 2 teams who are struggling a little bit in this group. Now, PSV have not won yet, but they've got a very good home record.
They do, and as of recently, didn't they just draw 1-1 to PSG away?
That is a very good result, isn't it?
And it was Noah Lang, the Neymar regen, who scored the goal in Paris. I feel like Neymar had Paris once again. The way he cut in and slotted that into the bottom left. That's the sort of player that I knew of Noah Lang years ago. He's injury prone, but he's fit right now. I think he could cause some real problems with him and Pepe, the American forward. I can see this only going one way in Eindhoven, and that's red and white. And I'm not talking about Girona, a PSV 3-1 win.
Wow, very big shout. Now, Girona, they beat the whipping boys, Slovan Bratislava, but this is another step too far for me, because PSV, I told you about that home record, it's very, very good. 2-1 home victory.
Yeah, it's going to be a home victory. Van der Beek is cursed.
Borussia Dortmund against Sturm Graz now is 11th against 32nd. Theo, it's last year's runners-up against a team from Austria. Now, Borussia Dortmund, what a start against Real Madrid. 2-0 up, then they lost 5-2.
And they've lost everything since then. They're now 4 losses in their last 5 games. Things have really gone bad. They need a big win here in the Champions League. They need something to cover up the cracks.
But Theo, they score an average of 4 goals every game. They've scored 12 in 3 games, which is more than anyone else. Of course, they beat Celtic 7-1.
Yeah, but they can't let games against Sturm Graz and Celtic cover up the real problems going on in the Bundesliga. They're well out of title race. With that team, they shouldn't be. Adeyemi was unbelievable against Celtic. Guirassy has 4 goals in the Champions League. That's 1 away from being top goal scorer. There's quality in the team. They're going to smash this game. They're much better than Sturm Graz. 4-1.
Wow, that is a big shout. People don't normally laugh when they speak to you, Theo.
What?
But Sturm Graz, they have lost 3 out of 3. They've only scored 1 goal. Borussia Dortmund will absolutely smash them. My son's crying. It's going to be 4-0. Glasgow Celtic against RB Leipzig is 20th against 31st there.
Yeah.
Now, Glasgow Celtic, 1-1, drawn 1, and lost 1. They're bouncing back, aren't they?
Kasper Schmeichel away at Atalanta was unbelievable, Dad.
Yes, he was.
And Retegui, who's currently the top goal scorer in Serie A, they didn't concede 1 goal to him. That is amazing. Celtic, if they won here, 7 points, they could be getting qualifiers. Unbelievable.
That is absolutely incredible. Now, they're top of the Scottish Premier League, aren't they? Just ahead of Aberdeen. And they've not lost a single home game in 2024.
Yeah.
So this is the point about these teams, Theo. RB Leipzig, of course, are second in the Bundesliga. They're a very, very good German team. But Celtic Park is a little bit special.
Well, Leipzig, you just said they're in a title race. They're on the same points as Bayern Munich. In the Champions League, they've lost all 3 of their games. They're on 0 points. How can a club be so dysfunctioned in 2 different divisions?
It is bizarre,
It's
Theo.
so weird, isn't it?
Of all the teams who are down there, having lost all 3, this is the one that surprises me.
This is the one they have to win.
Yes.
Benjamin Sesko and Openda will be licking his lips. They'll be thinking, okay, this is our time. We have to get our first 3 points if we want any chance of getting to the next round of the Champions League.
I'm going for a 1-1 draw.
Wow.
Absolutely.
That's a massive call.
Celtic will get something here.
But I don't see it. I'm going RB Leipzig to win 2-0.
Real Madrid against AC Milan is 12th against 25th, Theo. 2 of the giants of Europe are meeting this week. It's going to be a cracker, isn't it?
Absolute cracker. It's been the weirdest week for Real Madrid ever. And I'm talking from the board to the players.
Yeah.
First of all, they went and beat Dortmund 5-2 after being 2-0 down. After that, things got even more weird when in El Clasico, they lost at home 4-0. Barcelona are the only team that can go to Bernabeu and do that. The only team. After that, Vinny Jr. was talking about how he's going to win the Golden Ball on the pitch. Nobody got any trophies apart from Ancelotti winning Manager of the Year. He wasn't even there to collect his award. No one was there. And after that, this weekend, they've had a game cancelled at Valencia Real Madrid because of the flooding in Spain. So the players have actually had nothing to do. They must be on the training ground or had days off.
Do you know what, Theo? Not turning up to the Ballon d'Or, let's say it like it is, massively disrespectful.
No, it's not. No,
massively
it's not.
disrespectful.
It's massively disrespectful they didn't give it to Vinicius Jr. He scored the Champions League final winning goal, and he won La Liga, he won the Super Cup, scored in the final as well in Saudi. He was unbelievable. He had a great calendar year.
Everyone who is saying that sounds like a petulant child. I didn't win. I'm going to throw my ball out of the car. You know what? I'm not going to turn up to respect Rodri, who has been a brilliant player for Manchester City.
No.
Superb for many years.
I know that's true.
Well done, Rodri.
And they're going to be fresh now. They're going to be there's going to be anger with this Madrid team when they walk out there against AC Milan. I actually feel sorry for Milan because they're playing Madrid at the wrong time. The last time Milan won away, it was actually on Derby Day, technically away in San Siro, where they won 2-1. Pulisic, masterclass. Could they do it again?
No, I don't think so, Theo, because I think it's payback time, isn't it?
And I feel sorry for Tomori, the amount of running he's going to have to do. Tammy Abraham, I feel sorry for the lack of chances he's going to get. I'm telling you, this is going to be a big Madrid win. 3-1.
Very big shout. I agree with the margin of victory, 2-0.
No, calm down. It's just football.
Lille against Juventus, 15th against 14th. This is kind of like a mid-table clash. Talk to me about Lille beating Atletico Madrid.
And the week before that, Real Madrid.
I know.
They are incredible. How are they doing it, Dad? I don't know. This could be a cracker because Juventus were right in a title race till a few weeks ago, where they held a valiant draw at San Siro against Inter, but then followed up not winning at home to Parma. And that has allowed them to drop down the table a little bit. Napoli running away with it. You saw that 2-0 when they had at Milan. And now coming into the Champions League, they just lost to Stuttgart at home 1-0. That's not good enough.
It's ridiculous. They win the first two games, and everyone's assuming this is going to be a proper Juventus win.
Yeah.
Stuttgart, well done there.
This is a game that I think Juve, it's time for comeback. No more mess-ups. They're going to get a big win. I can see Lille scoring a few, but this time, Lille 2, Juve 3.
Well, Theo, I just look at the results that have happened recently, and for that reason, Lille 1, Juventus 1.
Wow.
Liverpool against Bayer Leverkusen now is second against sixth. The German champions come to Anfield. This is going to be a cracker, Theo.
It will, the Xabi Alonso homecoming. Well, last time they played was in 2012. Liverpool actually won the game 3-1. I'm going to test you here, Dad, and the comments. Who got the goals for Liverpool? 3 different goal scorers. A hint to all of you guys, you know all 3. Liverpool, they're very strong. Slot ball's working out.
It certainly is, Theo. 100% record in this tournament so far. Only 1 goal conceded.
Yes.
But Bayer Leverkusen, they're no mugs, are they?
No, no mugs at all. Darwin Núñez was the last player to score for Liverpool in the Champions League, and he will be hungry again against this Leverkusen team. He scored against German opposition already, that's all I'm saying. And he went all the way to East Germany to do it. Now back at home, Leverkusen, well, it's Florian Wirtz's audition to Anfield, isn't it?
Yeah,
there was a lot of links that he would go to Liverpool. Will it happen?
Well, that would be absolutely amazing. He's the wonder kid, isn't he,
of
German football. Now, but you look at the away record of Bayer Leverkusen, you've got to go back to May when they last lost away from home. That was against Arsenal.
Yeah, it's weird with Leverkusen. They're not quite the team they were last year. 3 draws in the last 5 games. They are unbeaten, but some of those matches to Stade Brest and Holstein Kiel, I thought that was a beer. Will Xabi go with a win?
No, this is going to be a Liverpool win. They're just too good at the moment.
I think they'll turn up for it.
Defensively, they are superb, both
Liverpool
in the Premier
can't
League
win
and the Champions League. They're going to win this game 2-0.
2-2.
Wow.
Leverkusen are going to come away with something. Wow. I ain't going away with nothing.
Sporting Club de Portugal against Manchester City is 8th against 3rd. This is a fantastic tie down in Lisbon, Theo. Now, Sporting Club de Portugal, what an incredible home record they have in all competitions.
It is. Sorry, I'll stop doing that now. Lisbon, yes, Lisbon, what a gaffe. There was a few tears outside the stadium. We've seen the interviews when Ruben Amorim announced he was going to Man United. That'll be another bit of avenge from City. They will turn up thinking, you've just strengthened our rivals. We're going to come here and beat your ass. That's what City will be thinking. Well, probably not.
Probably not in that accent. But anyway, Sporting Club have only conceded 1 goal in this tournament so far, and Manchester City have conceded none.
Yeah.
So, I mean, this could go either way.
Do you think this is Victor Gyökeres's audition to top Premier League clubs? Here's what I can do. I can score some goals against Man City. And everybody wants you all of a sudden. They probably want him anyway.
Yes, Theo, because you look at Man City at the moment and they are slightly vulnerable.
They are.
They're having a good season, but not a great season.
Well, they got knocked out the EFL Cup and they were just laughing about it on the bench. Something's a bit weird at
No,
City.
no, that is a camera taking 1 second in time.
No, but Pep
out
was
of 2
laughing.
hours.
Haaland with a kanji. It was a bit weird. Honestly, it was.
You can't be glum for 2 hours just
Yeah,
in
I
case you lose. So I'm sorry.
I get you.
Forget that bit.
Okay.
But look at Rodri being injured. Look at Kevin De Bruyne injured. Did you say Doku's out?
Doku is out. I don't know if
Wow.
he'll be back, but in 2022 they travelled here. They didn't need Doku, Dad.
Yeah.
It was De Bruyne who helped them, and he's injured, which is a massive blow. But Foden got 1, Bernardo Silva scored 2. I expect them to play in Sporting again. The problem is, Sporting, Amorim has left a very strong team there.
Yes.
And they will be looking for blood. I think it'll be close. Sporting 1, Man City 2.
Overall, I'm going to agree with you. Sporting 1, City 2. Wow. Bologna against Monaco, Theo, is 29th against 4th. Now, Bologna haven't scored a single goal in 3 games, 4.5 hours. But they're actually quite defensively good.
Yeah.
And interestingly, their last 6 home games in all competitions, all drawn.
Well, Bologna, like Bolton, last Tuesday lost in Birmingham. Yeah, both the teams came away with a 2-0 L. One from Villa, one from Birmingham City. Guys, we know how you feel. But they're 1 win in 6 now. Luckily, the last win was the most recent game, and it was Odegaard, the Denmark number 10, making the difference. I think it's going to be very difficult against Monaco because Adolf Hutter has got them playing great football. The team is balanced, it's brilliant. They're doing very well. I think they're 4th place in the Champions League group.
Yes, Theo, they are. And Monaco are scoring 3 goals every single game. Of course, they battered Red Star Belgrade on the last match day. So overall, I'm going to go Bologna 1, Monaco 2.
I completely agree with you. Same prediction.
Shakhtar Donetsk against Young Boys is 30th against 35th. 2 of the minnows in this tournament facing off at the Veltins Arena, Theo. And between them, no goals and 1 draw. Can they both lose this game?
That's the thing. It's another one of these matches where it's a massive opportunity for someone who wants to take this Champions League group stage serious and start bouncing up the table. And for me, I slightly favour the Ukrainians.
Yeah.
They've not had a good start, but in the Ukrainian league, it was Sudakov who actually went and scored 4 goals. He did an Arshavin, Dad.
Did he? Yeah.
He did an Arshavin in the Ukrainian league.
He did a Graham from last night.
Yeah,
4 goals.
Yeah, exactly. I just favour Shakhtar. I've lost hope with Young Boys. I think they need a bit more experience in their name and their team.
You've lost hope with Young Boys, Theo. Honestly, that could be misconstrued. But I agree with you, Theo. Shakhtar Donetsk, feel a bit sorry
Dad,
for
they're
them.
10th in the Swiss Super League. I think everyone's lost hope with Young Boys.
Well,
they're nearly getting relegated.
That is true. I'm going to agree with you and say Shakhtar Donetsk to win 1-0.
Yeah, the Ukrainians must win now or they'll remain in the trenches of the group stage. They're like 30th from 36. 2-0 to Shakhtar and Sudakov with 1.
Club Brugge against Aston Villa now is 26th against 1st. And, excuse me for a minute. Oh, God, it's in Belgium. Bruges is in Belgium.
Yeah.
Good luck to the coach driver finding that.
Dad, I'll tell you what, they got a huge 2-1 win over against Anderlecht at home in their famous stadium, but
Yeah.
it looks like the league's out of reach. 7-point gap there from the top of the table. I think Ghent running away with it, but they've got a top Greek winger in Solis, who used to play for Norwich. He could be a problem. But against Aston Villa, there's going to be a lot more problems to worry about. They are on fire, aren't they, Dad? Top of the Champions League.
Absolutely amazing, Theo. Just say that again. Aston Villa
First.
are top of the 36-team group in the Champions League.
But weirdly-
who'd have thunk that 2 or 3 years ago?
Villa Park, the record was stopped by Crystal Palace in the Cup.
I know.
Eze
but
Mateta.
they're playing a lot of football at the moment. But if you look at their away record, Theo, they've won 5 of the last 6. The only problem for Aston Villa, Theo, and this is a big worry.
Okay.
They get to Bruges, and it's such a beautiful city. They're going to go for a boat ride. They're going to have an ice cream, a couple of beers. They're going to go up that big tower, aren't they, Theo?
And they usually eat a bit too much chocolate as well.
Yes, all of those things. And because of that, they might mess up.
Wow, so you know a lot about a place you didn't even know where it is. And on that note, Club Brugge 0, Aston Villa 2.
Club Brugge 1, Aston Villa 2. Feyenoord against RB Salzburg. Now it's Netherlands against Austria in the
it this
beautiful
time.
port city of Rotterdam. And that's easy for me to say, isn't it?
It is.
Feyenoord, Theo, what a brilliant away win against Benfica. They're bouncing back.
Well, they lost 2-0 to Ajax most recently at home, so this place will they'll have some anger inside them. The fans in De Kuip will be hungry to bounce against RB Salzburg, who are having a shocker in the Champions League. And to be honest, both RB clubs are. It's a celebration
Salzburg
from
get
a lot.
battered everywhere
Red Bull
they
get
go.
battered. Red Bull get
Red
battered.
Bull get battered everywhere they go. No goals scored, 9
That's
goals
what
conceded.
most German clubs are singing right now. They haven't
Yeah,
even scored.
I know.
You shouldn't focus on the youth. You need to bring in a bit of experience. This is the youngest average squad age in the whole
Shocking.
Champions League, and it's not working.
It's not. You know, for that reason, for all those reasons, Theo,
And about-
Feyenoord to win 3-0.
Final to win 2-0. They might not have Santiago Jimenez, but you know who they do have? We've got Carranza. He's bagging.
Paris Saint-Germain against Atletico Madrid is 19th against 27th. Theo, PSG, mediocre. Won 1, lost 1 and drawn 1. Scored 2, conceded 3.
Wow.
Should be a low-scoring game.
Yeah, true. But it wasn't low scoring in the Velodrome. When PSG arrived, away from home, smashed Marseille. There was an early red card. People are talking. Let me know in the comments what you think of it. But Barcola, from that moment on, Kolo Muani, Ousmane Dembele, they just switched the gear. They went into 5th gear. Unbelievable play. I think they came away with a 3-0 win. And now they're playing at home to Atleti. I think it's a very winnable game.
Yeah.
What's unfortunate for them is when they played against Spanish opposition at home last time, they drew 1-1 with Girona. So they need to kick on from that result.
They do. Now, Atletico Madrid, we already mentioned that home defeat against
Not good
Lille.
enough,
They
no.
are not in form at the moment.
Yeah.
I'm just going to go PSG to win this one 2-0.
Well, the saviour for Atleti could be the saviour who was in their final game, the most recent match in the Cup. They nearly went knocking out to like a 4th division team.
Yeah.
Julian Alvarez comes off the bench, 81st minute goal, 87th minute goal, sends him through. An Argentinian needs to leave a statement in Paris. The last time to do that was Leo Messi. Let's see if they do it. I'm just going to sit on the fence here. Open game. I think Barcola scores. I can see Julian getting one as well. 2-2.
Bayern Munich against Benfica is 23rd against 13th.
Wow.
Two teams
Who'd have
who
thought
lost
that?
at the last game week there. Let's talk about Bayern Munich because they're scoring a lot of goals. In fact, each game there are about 6 goals, but they've lost 2 out of 3.
Dad, the last few goals have had 4, 5, 4, 4, 3 scored for. Unbelievable numbers, but it shows you that goals don't just win you football matches.
Yeah.
In the Champions League, they're so far low down.
Yes.
And those losses, not good enough, Dad. Barcelona and Aston Villa, back to back. They could go 3 games for the first time ever in the Champions League with 0 points picked up. That would be astonishing. Bayern Munich are historically the biggest team in the world in Germany, and they go out and they make a statement in the Champions League. Something's going very wrong there. And I know a lot of Bayern fans are hoping in Vincent Kompany. What's your judgment?
Well, you can't just go out and beat Dinamo Zagreb 9-2 and then lose the next 2 games. It's no good if Kane gets the golden boot and he scored 5 goals
I know, he's on
already.
5 goals, yeah.
If you're not going to make the playoffs, it is
mad.
ridiculous. Then you look at Benfica, Theo. Started really well, won the first 2 games, and then they lost to Feyenoord.
Well, since Feyenoord surprised the Portugueses, they've gone and scored 8 goals, conceded 0 in 2 games, which is amazing form. It's perfect, actually. And it was all about Pavlidis, that big Greek striker, and Di Maria getting involved. And I think them two will be hoping maybe for an upset. But it's a tough stadium to go at Allianz Arena. Last time there was a 9-2 result in the Champions League. And that's what really boils down to, Dad. Bayern at home, very different to Bayern away.
Yeah.
They're going to come back and score 4 goals. Benfica will score 2.
Do you know what, Theo? There's going to be goals here.
Yeah.
Bayern Munich are going to score 3 or more. It's going to be 3-1. Sparta Prague against Brest is 21st against 5th, Theo. It is the Czech Republic against France. Now, talk to me about Sparta Prague, because they were battered by Man City. But apart from that, they've been all right.
Well, I went to the Prague derby and they got battered by Slavia.
Yeah.
And they just lost to Victoria Pilsen. They're kind of out of a title race. So I think all focus is for Champions League, as they're the only Czech club in this competition.
Yes.
And that's something they can rave about, fill the stands about. But Brest are very good.
Yeah.
They are just pulling out wins after wins, and I don't know where from. Their star player in the Champions League shares the same name as my sister, Sima, Abdullah Sima.
I know they are the surprise package of this tournament in 5th place there, but can they carry it on? Can they go to Prague and win this?
I don't think so. Actually, I do. I changed my mind.
Wow.
The Frenchmen are going to continue their run.
Wow.
I've just got a feeling in the air. I dreamt it last night. I dreamt of Brest. Oh, that sounds wrong. I dreamt of Brest winning.
Wow.
I'm not digging a hole, am I?
You know, when you're in a hole, stop digging, Theo. It sounds like all of my dreams, but you know what? This is going to be a 1-1 draw.
This time they go to Czech Republic and they'll come away with 3 points. 2-1 win.
Crvena Zvezda, Red Star Belgrade against FC Barcelona. It's 33rd against 2nd in the league, Theo. Red Star, this is a massive game for them because they've been poor. Lost all 3 games. I think scored 2, I think conceded 11. That's 4 goals conceded every game.
Yeah, I just did the Lamine Yamal celebration because I think it's going to be brought out.
Yeah.
But what a pleasure for Barcelona, from the Bernabeu to the Maracana. These Barca youth players are learning a lot.
Oh my
You're going
goodness.
from the hardest stadium in the world to win at to the most difficult audience in the world.
Yeah.
Walking below the Delia in that scary tunnel. They're going to see the whole stadium shake as they walk past. Whatever happens here, win, lose, draw, they're going to learn something. in
Yeah.
Belgrade. I learned something. Every time I go there, I learn something, and I know the place so well. Are Barca going to be able to handle those conditions, very different to Spain, and come away with a win?
I think they are. Now, their first game was against Monaco, Theo. They had a red card, they lost that. But since then, they've won both games. And they're scoring a lot of goals. And Rafinha has been sensational
He
this
has
season.
4 goals, 1 assist. He's 1 away from Harry Kane with a Golden Boot Champions League. He's got to keep it up. Not just him, Lewandowski's on 3 goals, and Kabassi and Yamal, the 2 17-year-olds, they've just been unbelievable. Watching those players, those sort of quality players in the stands, especially now that Pedri and Gavi is back. This is prime Hansi Flick football. Barca are back. They're going to shine. They're going to win 3-0.
And I agree with him.
Completely.
Inter Milan against Arsenal is 7th against 9th. What a tie this is, Theo. These two teams, 2 of the biggest teams in Europe, neither have conceded yet in the UCL.
Wow.
Now, Inter Milan having a really good season. They're
Yeah.
second behind Napoli in Serie A, aren't they?
Yeah.
But their home record is sensational. They almost never lose at home.
It's a tough game to call because the last time Arsenal turned up to Italy for a Champions League night, it was a 0-0.
Yeah.
And they came away with a draw. And I have a weird feeling that could happen again.
Yes.
A 0-0 is on. If there's any game that's going to be low scoring, it's this, because there's something about Inter that just keeps games low scoring. They're a good work rate. They're hard working. I just see this being a 1-1 draw.
Do you know what? This could be 2 goals or less very easily. I might put a little bet on that.
Yeah.
Could easily be a 1-0 or a 0-0, but
0-0,
I'm just
yeah.
going to agree with you.
But-
A 1-1 draw.
But can
Arsenal-
Arteta accept not winning this game?
Yes.
Because is it enough in the Champions League? The
That you go to Inter Milan, you get a 1-1 draw, you take that all day long.
Okay.
Now Arsenal are not scoring goals in this tournament,
No.
so they need to fire up.
Do you know what they need? Ethan Nwaneri.
Wow.
After his goal against Preston, maybe he'll be the difference off the bench.
Stuttgart against Atalanta, 18th against 17th, is the definition of a mid-table tie, isn't it, Theo?
VfB. I love VfB. We
What?
love the city. We went to during the Euros and we said 10,000 likes and I'll move to Stuttgart.
I know you did. Now Stuttgart
Let's go
getting
back.
better. They lost the first game, then they
Yes.
drew, and then they won against Juve. Can they win again?
Well, my boy Walter Marder, you guys remember when I met him during the Euros?
Yeah.
We were sat together watching Germany-Spain, I believe it was. Top guy. He's just scored the most, brilliant finish in the cup to help them win 2-1 in front of the Stuttgart fans. And I love to see that. When you see someone you know doing well, it's incredible. But Mittelstadt has led them on to good form as well since they got caned. They got caned by Bayern Munich 4-0. I think Kane scored a hat-trick. And since that moment on, they've won everything, including Juve away in the Champions League. And then there's Atalanta, Dad. Retegui, he's the top scorer of the Serie A. He needs to replicate that in the Champions League.
Atalanta, Theo, they drew 0-0 with Celtic. They won't be happy with that, but they haven't conceded a goal in this tournament
I'm
yet.
going to test you here. They've got the 14th best footballer in the world. Plays for Atalanta. And that's ranked by Ballon d'Or last week. Do you know?
No,
Do you
I
know?
don't.
Ademola Lookman. The Englishman turned Nigerian.
No, ranked
Yeah.
14th in the world.
14th in the world.
Nonsense.
Really? You just backed the Ballon d'Or for being spot on with Rodri.
Well, that's a very, very different thing. But
Oh,
Stuttgart,
we'll
Theo,
be here all day.
if you look at their home record, 2024, they haven't lost yet. For that reason, I'm going 1-0
Wow.
to Stuttgart.
I'm just going to go with 1-1. I think Atalanta are a solid block. They're going to get a result.
Right, Theo, it's Friday night. I'm going for a beer.
What? Where are you going? We're posting this on Monday, you mug. Thank you for watching the Champions League. Enjoy the midweek football. Bye-bye.